I said that?
Maybe. I don't know.
Oh, I don't know.
Happy.
No, everyone advertise the place they're eating from.
Check everything you say. Hey, I'm not getting
No
paid for
paid
any of that. Don't tell
advertising.
anybody.
Ooh, Jimmy John's.
Who cares about them?
I do. I
They
like
pay
it.
us and then we'll say something.
Fine, I'll do that dramatic hand over the logo, but you know what it is.
There's 4 people that watch this show, and we're not going to advertise to them for free.
I'll just look really disgusted every time I drink from it.
This could be, doesn't taste like money.
How you doing out there, Mom and Dad?
To be fair, this drink was free. I didn't pay for it.
Now you're verbally giving them service. This is episode 27.
Yes.
Any guess on the name of this episode? Jason, what do you think it's called? I put it on Twitter already.
Oh, I haven't checked it.
It's called Judgment.
Judgment? I thought it's gonna.
I was gonna guess Mega Fire Death March.
Yeah.
I thought it was gonna be something with the sword.
That's the first song on the album.
I thought it was gonna be Bye Bye Butterfree.
It's too sad. We don't want that.
You didn't even give us a chance.
I saw Jason Wick's movement. I said, I already put it online. He said, oh, and I had to stop him before he got over.
Had to break his heart before he knew.
I don't see the stream line yet.
That's okay.
Oh, there it is.
Last time, we were in the city of New Sanctum in the kingdom of Tarsari. It's the capital city, a very well-defended city with a steel wall that goes all around the outside of it. They're well known for their mining of iron ore and their working of iron into various pieces of armor and buildings and weapons and anything else that you can make out of iron. Pans, pots and pans, you need those. Unfortunately, when our group arrived there, the city's wall had been torn open, and something had happened to all of the residents inside because as they walked in, it was a ghost town. No people were there. Sometimes we found even their piles of clothes in random places in the city without any people inside of them. So in the choice of heading to the mines to the west or to the palace, the castle to the east, our group chose to investigate the castle. They went through all the different rooms, many different floors. It's a large fortress of a place built for royalty and for defense. Going through there, I found some new pieces of equipment. Robbie's got some new armor. He found some ancient holy relics, and we saw, fancy pieces of dishware, and I believe Arstan also now has a new sword. But they didn't find anyone in the palace either. Instead, once they got to the basement, they found holes in the ground that they found tracks of people leading towards. It seemed to indicate that whoever was here was ambushed and or taken away. After seeing all of that, we've all opted to proceed now to the mines on the other end of the city. And that's where we pick up right now. So, Arbistan, you've got your new sword. It's got a bend halfway through it. So it's got kind of maybe about 130-degree angle. So not on it, not bent all the way over, but a nice curve to it. You know that it's magical, but you're going to need to take 10 minutes of no activity to attune yourself to it to understand exactly what it does.
Okay.
So you've got that in your hand while you're walking over towards the mine.
Alrighty.
What time of the day was it again?
You spent a lot of time exploring this castle fort, so later in the day it's at least past noon.
Okay.
Hey guys, are bugs normally nocturnal? Just asking for a friend.
I don't know.
I think you'd be the one to know that.
I don't mean like bugs. I mean like bugs.
Oh. Depends on the bug.
Yeah, like ladybugs are, I think, during the daytime, but like lightning bugs are nocturnal, so I don't know. Bees, I think, are during the daytime.
No, I think we're screwed no matter what time we go down there.
That is true.
right.
Yeah, we've only seen them during the day so far.
Yes.
I was hoping they'd be sleeping.
Maybe if we don't yell at them via magic.
Sick.
All right. So, what do we want to do?
Do you want to sit with your sword, or do you want to head straight to the mines?
I mean, if you guys think we have time before, I mean, it's only 10 minutes, so if you guys want to like snoop around and stuff like that, then sure. I'll just sit down and start attuning to the sword.
Everybody's okay with that, waiting for a bit while Arstan figures out what could be considered a holy relic of the Church of Freyr.
I'm looking at the sword, swapping it around like.
Yeah. He's hitting it on the ground and stuff, see what happens.
I look on with absolute dismay.
Testing it out. He sets up some of those stands of armor and strikes into them, see what kind of effect it has.
Poses all cool for no reason.
Nobody's looking. Polish up a little bit of one of those armor suits so you can kind of see his reflection in it a little bit, and he pouts his lips. He does a little duck face, holding his sword in front of himself. After 10 minutes, Iverson, I want you to write this down. You got your notes ready?
Okay.
Does nothing.
It's a broken sword.
This is called, and you might have guessed this by now, this is called the boomerang sword. It adds +1 to attack and damage rolls. So you've got a +1 to your attack rolls, and you've got a +1 to the damage that you deal. It also has a special property that it can be thrown. It's got a range of 20 feet. There's no long range, so it can throw it up to 20 feet. If you throw it at a target, or you can throw it past the enemy that you're attacking, then at the beginning of their turn, it comes back to you and attacks them one more time.
Ooh. That's interesting. Right, so far I wrote down boomerang sword +1 to attack and damage roll. Special property of throwing max 20 feet.
Yep. And if you could throw it past the person that you're attacking, or the creature or the object or whatever it is, as long as you could throw it past them, it'll hit them again on the way back.
So throw it. If it hits them, it comes back, but throwing it around past them without hit them.
Past them.
Okay.
It'll hit them on the way past, and then again on the way back.
Okay. Okay, cool. What, okay, run past.
Like a boomerang might. But not really how boomerangs work at all. So.
What's the roll damage on it?
It does D6 damage, plus your dexterity modifier.
Okay. 1d6.
+1.
6 plus 1. Add dex modifier, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And use your dex modifier for attacks, too.
Yeah.
So at some point in this 10 minutes of trying to understand how this weapon works, you'll all see that eventually Arvstan will throw it across the room, and it will come back to his hand.
Do you guys see that? Oh, this is so awesome!
How'd you figure that out? Did you start throwing shit?
Yeah, as usual. But this time it came back.
We
This
were
is
just
so awesome.
screwing around when we said it would come back to you.
It did.
Ugh.
Does this mean you'll stop throwing your bow?
I can't promise that.
I wish you would.
I was so exasperated.
Sweet.
Sick, we going? You done fiddling around with that thing?
Wait. 1 second. I have to write again.
And it nails Robbie.
Comes back and you catch the blade end instead. Cut it in your own palm. Ah!
Yeah, I think I'm good. Well, we can go now.
Okay, so you have to leave this sort of dirt basement area in the castle and go
As soon
back
as-
up a couple floors first.
As soon as they started heading up, I throw it again one more time. This is so awesome! They're like, okay. Start rushing up
All right.
to catch up.
Yeah. Arvstan's all giggles.
Till we're dead.
We've seen all this terrible stuff has happened here in this castle. So you go back up through all of these empty rooms. You have to go up at least 2 floors to get to the top of that large staircase that leads into the throne room of the castle. And you descend all the way down that back into the rest of the city. It's empty here too. There's that big swath cut through the middle of it of just rubble and destruction. And the mines are on the other side of that. So you have to sort of climb over some of these broken buildings, and this, like, the ground is all torn up. Some pieces of the wall might have been cut in and pulled into the middle of the city itself. And after you get over top of that, you go through a couple of empty buildings and eventually come to the opening of the mines. It looks like a large quarry from the top, rather than just like a single tunnel that goes down. This big open pit. And there's sort of a spiraling walkway that descends down, and there are several different mine shafts that come off of that in different positions. So obviously they've started from the top, and they had a tunnel that was close to the surface that they began with, but as time has gone on, they've dug deeper down and created more tunnels, and they have this sort of very hive maze-like structure going. From your current vantage point, you can see sort of the entryway, the large quarry area itself. So they're just entrances to tunnels and this walkway that spirals down towards a different floor at the bottom. How would you like to approach it?
Yeah. I'd say yes.
You would.
Yeah.
That was
totally-
not the question.
I'm totally down. Let's go.
I will look at Hazate. From back when you were here before, do you know perhaps the safest way down the mines? I suspect that any place that was already somewhat shallow and prone to collapsing is now even more so due to the bug tunnels.
Todd?
What do you think?
I don't know a lot about these tunnels.
Yeah, I mean, unless your time here before was as a miner, you probably wouldn't have much familiarity with it.
Well, guys, my side business was mining. No, I have no idea how to get down there. I barely knew they existed.
I mean, my first instinct is to just jump it, but that doesn't sound helpful.
I mean, it would be helpful for you.
It sure would.
The rest of us will take damage.
I mean, there is a walkway that descends down that's spiraling around the outer edge, where most of the tunnels are coming off of. So if your goal was to get to the bottom of this quarry area, you could just walk down that. I guess the question is more: are we trying to branch off into those tunnels as they pop up, or are we just trying to get to the base of this part right now?
Well, inside my heart, I want to go down every tunnel. That's probably not what we're going for, though. Can you, Kriv, can you shoot fire down every tunnel as we walk by?
I mean, I can. I'm gonna reiterate my point from 20 minutes ago, but I'm not sure that's a great idea.
I would like to see down them.
Question for the DM about the new weapon, really quick.
Oh boy,
Since
Armstrong's
I
not
have-
looking at these mines at all. His eyes
He
are
does
focused.
not give a single shit.
it just popped in my head like, oh, I wonder. Probably not, but the question is, since I have 2 attacks with my longbow, does that mean that I can use my first attack with the boomerang sword and then use the second attack of the bow and arrow?
Yeah, you could use, if you so chose, you could make 2 boomerang sword attacks as long as you don't throw with the first one. So 2 attacks, you can switch between weapons as you like. But if your first attack is to throw that sword, obviously you can't attack with it with your second attack. You don't have it on your hands anymore.
Yeah, but can I, if I throw it while it's in the air,
Yeah,
my second attack, can I use my bow and Oh,
yeah.
sweet. Okay. Awesome. Alrighty. Got it.
I assume I'm just kind of like looking at all these tunnels. You're talking about like hundreds of tunnels, right?
If not hundreds, at least dozens. Quite a few.
Okay. Yeah.
It's the lifeblood of the city. People are in here working all the time, and they've been doing it for generations. So as many tunnels as that would create.
I think we should go down to the bottom first. See if there's anything that stands out to us. Just looking at all the tunnels here, I think we could be here for literal days and not find a soul.
Is it dark going down into the tunnels?
Yeah, they're underground.
Okay. There's no like what's it called? Like porches or anything like that lit up.
Nothing
Going
like
down
that.
there. Nothing. All right.
I can do my little cantrip. Just hold little fire.
You might be able to find. Well, I'll tell you if you look for it.
Okay. Ooh, awesome. Can I make a perception check to see if there's any type of maps around that'll tell you where these mines go through or any direction?
From up here
Going
on
inside.
top, you're sort of overlooking the whole thing right now. So where you're at right now, you're not like in the mines proper. You're just looking at them.
Okay. Okay.
There wouldn't be any buildings nearby that would be like mine community dedicated.
There are a couple of small buildings down at the bottom of the quarry.
Hmm. All right. So, what do you guys want to do? Let's go down.
At least I would want to go in those buildings.
It's probably a good start. It might have something like a map or something.
Alrighty. Ravi, shine the light. Lead the way.
All
May
right.
Freyr guide the way. And I will step to the front, light my pendant, start walking down.
Are we still outside?
Still outside, yeah. This is
Yeah.
exposed to the sun and the sky. But with that pendant, you could shine a light and just kind of take a peek down these tunnels as you go past. A lot of them don't just go straight off in a direction. The ones that do, you probably just see as far as your light's able to see, and then just darkness beyond. In other cases, it would turn off. Most of them, I mean, there's nothing super noteworthy about these mining tunnels. They're braced with big beams of wood to prevent them from collapsing in most instances. Otherwise, they're sort of chipped into the walls. It looks like people came through and dug tunnels looking for iron ore. As you make your way all the way down towards the bottom, it takes a little bit, maybe 10 minutes or so to walk down this ramp that sort of goes all the way down to the bottom of this quarry. It gets a little cooler. You're a little further from the heat that kind of radiates off of the sands and everything, and you get deeper down into the earth. It doesn't feel wet, but there's less dry. I guess that doesn't really make any sense, but that's what it is. You'll get down there, and you'll have a couple of outcrop buildings there. The other noteworthy thing that you find, other than these sort of tiny construction offices, are 3 large carts. It looks like it would take, several camels or horses to pull them, but they are stacked with mounds of raw iron ore.
Does it look like anyone was here anytime recently?
Not really. You're seeing a lot of that same sort of dust sand layer on everything. It's especially clear on those mounds of iron because they have all these little nooks and crannies where they're able to collect all of that a lot more easily.
You said there were what, three like outhouses down here?
There's 2 little buildings and there's 3 of these big carts.
Okay. I will look at Hazardhay. Do you have a preference to which one we check first?
Not in particular.
All right, we'll head towards the closest one.
Okay. You head inside. It looks like it's just a sort of little shelter where the foreman would be doing most of their administrative work for the miners that are working here at any given time. So there's like a little staircase that goes up to a doorway, and then it's not much bigger than 10 by 20 feet on the inside. There's a large desk at one end, the opposite end of the door, with a chair behind it, and there are papers laid out on the desk. Like somebody has just been recently working here, although they're all covered with dust like everything else.
Is there a map of the tunnels that have been made so far?
Head over to that desk, start brushing some dust off, taking a look at some of these papers. The one on top is going to be a sort of layout of the newest tunnel that they're trying to put together. So it has, it's built into 2 sections. There's part of the map is in one color that shows the tunnel as it exists already. And then over top of that, in a fainter color, like, if we've got black for the existing tunnel, like a gray color coming off of that to show the expansion that they're planning to make. The map itself sort of indicates that this would be one of the lower tunnels, like down on the floor that you're at right now. Most of the higher up ones would be older and probably abandoned at this point.
Do we see any of the armor sitting around like we did in the city?
There's nothing like that. There's some mining equipment, but it's not laying out in the way that those suits of armor had been all sprawled out, like they were being worn by nothing.
Are there any series of lanterns and stuff that people who would be taking stuff deeper into the mines would have, or does it more look like, as I was passing by, they just had torches that were stuck kind of in the walls from wherever they were doing stuff?
If you want to take a look around, whoever wants to can make an investigation check.
2. 11.
18.
Oh,
14.
I see. Okay. Hajite, the very investigative. I understand he's still pretty distracted by his boomerang sword. He's very focused on that right now. Hajite, you will get a look around. You'll see some of these pickaxes, some kind of like drills, like hand-powered drills. Some things that take more than one person to operate. And then, sort of off to the side, against a wall, you'll find a pile of helmets. Little iron helmets that have little cages on top of them that hold wax candles in them.
Well, I will proceed to put one on.
All right. It's not flattering. There's nothing to do with you. It's not wouldn't be flattering to anyone. It's kind of a silly looking hat.
Well, if it's ugly, I should put it back. Maddie would like to say that Hashote looked with her eyes for the first time.
There you go.
It's true.
There are more than enough helmets for everybody if you wanted to use them.
Does everyone want candle
Yeah,
hat?
sure.
I don't know that I technically can. We'd have to break the rules.
It's not like a fancy, like form-fitted helmet. It's just like a dome, kind of.
Okay.
There's like a strap on the bottom that connects it to your
perfect.
head.
It's just a hard hat.
Yeah,
Okay. I'm sure I won't die.
with a little candle that goes on top of your head.
If they have a bunch, that sounds like it's important here. So yeah.
Arviston? Arviston? Hello? He's mesmerized. He can clearly hear us, but we can.
He's trying his very best to communicate with everyone. He's got the boomerang sword in front of him. He keeps drawing his eye. What you can do, you could take one of those hard hats with the candle and just kind of strap it to his head while he's focused on something else.
Okay.
You won't even notice.
He won't even notice. He definitely didn't ask for that, not non-verbally, I'll say. All right.
Well, while we're in there,
Hello?
He's
Can you hear
back.
me?
Yeah, you're back.
Hey! I'm back! I don't know what the hell happened.
Go
right.
ahead, Kriv.
while we're in there, can I look at some of the papers Ravi was looking at? The mine expansion stuff, did that look like... Well, was there any, like, dated stuff of, like, this looks like the last thing they worked on kind of a deal?
Yeah, and a lot of those dates would be back, a few months prior, much like some of the dates that you would have seen from some of the government papers in the castle.
But does it look like that expanding of the mine was what they were doing when whatever happened?
I mean, we could do a basic intelligence check from you. It's like blueprints and, there's a bunch of minor jargon all put out in there. Could try to figure out.
It's a 16.
Okay. It was either they had started doing it or they were planning on beginning to do it.
Okay.
At the time where it seems like dates stopped being written down.
Do we lit the candles? Or do we not?
My guess is they don't light themselves.
I'm just asking. I miss a pretty... a small part in this.
Wouldn't
Trying to
those
get my
candles-
thing to talk.
My thought is that candles are multi-purpose, not just for light, but for gas.
Yeah.
Okay.
These work way less than birds, I'm just saying.
I mean, if we went somewhere with more natural gas, that'd be a problem if we had fire attached.
Yeah,
to it.
right.
Yeah, I think so
Birds would
too.
pass out. Someone got
Yeah.
a bird?
And we would explode.
Yeah.
We do have Shell, who hasn't been wandering around through the whole city with you, but if you wanted a canary to go
Okay,
into the
but Shell
mine
is
with-
large, and the point of the canaries is that they'll pass out before us. I think we would pass out before Shell.
Can we put a helmet on Shell?
You know, I have to
Oh,
try.
that would be
All right,
cool.
roll your animal handling.
No, I don't remember if you liked
She's
me
your
last time.
bird. She's your
I'm
bird.
doing
You should
it.
try it. Oh my god.
No.
This is why she clings more into Kriv.
No, last time she liked me. That means she'll hate me this time. I can't do it.
Ooh.
I had to check my notes.
I mean, last time she had a thing for you, Arvistan, so,
I don't know if kicking me
Try.
off the freaking edge of a mountain was a thing.
that was love. You could have just been, like, stomped into the ground.
I was trying to take her down and she just kicked me. So I
got
don't
you.
know about that.
She could have left you to fall and get hurt. Goat Kriv wouldn't have caught you.
The rope was tied to Kriv, so kinda sorta. I want to think. All right, so what we're doing here?
I think we should check out the other building and then probably head down the most recent tunnel.
Alrighty, let's do that. Let's start moving towards.
Can
the
we
other
see a
building.
bunch of, like foot disturbance in the ground outside the little
No,
house?
next to nothing.
Hmm.
You only see your own footprints coming through here.
But we don't see, like, weird snail trails, right?
Not
Oh,
here,
just-
All right.
So besides our tracks, there's none other.
no. Correct.
Cool.
That's really weird.
I'm unsure as to how we would determine what one to go down with no tracks. So.
Let's go first and check the other building, and then and see what we can find there.
All right. The other building is sort of an equipment shack. This is where, we've seen piles of some of this mining equipment or just stray pieces just littered out throughout the quarry. But here is where they're supposed to be at the end of the day, where you're supposed to return everything before you go home. So you can see that there are, set places for all these different pickaxes and drills. And some of them have big coverall suits or like thick gloves. To make sure you don't hurt yourself, if you're getting your hands inside of something. Just all that sort of. And, some of those helmets are in here also.
Okay.
Is there any rope or anything in here?
You find rope there if you're looking for it.
Do you need more rope?
I don't need more rope now, but if you guys would like to take more rope, you can never have too much rope.
I agree to that, and I grab one of the stacks of rope and put it on my shoulder.
You got a couple choices here. So we've got rope, but we also have corded cable.
Ooh, that's way nicer.
Oh,
Is
yeah.
the corded cable a color?
It is not colored, but it is sort of a dark gray, just to be based on.
What's how long is it?
They've got 100 feet there, and cutting it would be difficult. So about 100 feet, and it's heavy.
No thanks. I can't carry that.
It's all coiled up in a pile.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
You want to leave more of your possessions here, Harveston?
Nope. Not leaving any possession here. Definitely. And is there nothing around here that I can check that cuts cable to be able to cut a decent amount of the corded cable?
You can make a investigation check inside the shack to look for something to cut cable.
Investigation is +1. That'll be a 13.
I got a 12.
If you look hard enough, you might be able to find, like a sort of bolt cutters type thing. It's up to you, if you want to cut a certain section here, or you could try to just take the 100 feet of cable and the bolt cutters with you.
The 100 feet of cable, we'll have to drag it because we can't carry 100 feet with us.
It's
That's
pretty
heavy as hell.
Yeah.
What do you think, Robbie? You think we can drag this between the two of us while going down there? Or do you want to cut a set amount of it?
Uh,
Really think
Maybe-
we need it? We've never run into issues of rope being broken.
yeah, maybe just take the rope instead. I don't.
Also, I can rebind rope if it breaks. Who was that? A ghost?
Ooh.
Did we lose any rope with everything we've done so far, or did we just like use it and keep it?
We still have it. We haven't lost anything yet.
200 feet of rope. We will never need more rope.
I don't know. You can never have too much rope.
I agree with Robbie on this one.
Now, my amount of rope is fine. I think we should be okay.
We could
Okay.
even do the magician's cut the rope in half, and I can just.
That's pretty neat.
You guys forget? I put a corpse back together.
I don't know why I didn't do the translation where if you can do it to a corpse, you can do it to a rope, but I didn't.
All right.
All right, let's get out of here and let's go to the tunnels then. Since we're just not taking anything. The armor that they had there, it's more for like fire resistance or
Just a little bit of padding, mostly for like sharpness, to protect you
Okay.
from sharp rocks or tools or things of that nature. Like you think like a car mechanic.
Okay,
Your
okay.
average crazed miner.
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, no, I'm not taking anything sadly.
You don't want to get the full outfit?
No, it'd probably be like really heavy on me getting all those padded things, and at the end, I'm not going to be able to carry any more things.
It's very warm too in the desert.
Yeah, okay. If anybody's not gonna get anything around here, I think we should just start going down the tunnels.
Is there any tunnel in particular that you're more interested in?
Is there one that's bigger than the rest of them?
They have sort of a uniform size. They have like a protocol for digging these tunnels.
Interested in the one they were like trying to expand. The one they were in most recently.
You do have a map of one that shows a map of an existing tunnel and possible expansions for it.
Let's go through that one.
Yeah.
That's my option.
Okay. Luckily, it's down here at the bottom, so you don't have to go climbing back up to get to it. You'll go in, and it's very dark in there. Some of you can see in the dark, but are we going to have Ravi with the pendant? Or are we going to have Kriv with fire?
I can light our candles.
Ooh, that's true. I'll walk with a candle hat.
I can
Wait.
Just
Not-
a thought. Ravi's pendant won't kaboom us. Just a thought. Of course, we're not digging, and odds are there's no gas like Because we're not digging. So
Would
before we dig, blow them out.
would smelling for gas be a perception check or an investigation check?
It would be perception, but there is no guarantee that a dangerous gas would be perceptive to your nose.
Yeah, it doesn't necessarily have to smell.
Okay.
Maybe Luna would notice before any of us if there was something.
Luna could be a canary.
Not like in a good way necessarily, yeah, but might notice before
Well-
us. Keep an eye on her.
I will keep an eye on her.
Dogs will usually like bark and howl and whine if
Yeah.
they feel a difference in like.
I I crouch and grab Luna in the face.
Oh,
I'm
he's
like,
gonna chat with her. Hold on.
girl, if you smell something weird, anything weird, just bark, and I get one of the small piece of the dry meat that I had and give it to her.
Oh yeah, she's gonna eat that voraciously.
Oh, she's hungry.
Most important part of the day is eating.
Yes. Alrighty. I warned Luna. She knows. Hopefully.
Okay, Luna. Don't forget, Luna. She's listening too. She hears Luna.
So we'll head for the tunnel. What's your marching order going in?
I'd like to be third.
I can be second, I guess. I need to be near light. I can't see.
I will be first.
Okay.
I will command Luna to go
It's Team
up
Dad.
front with Robbie while I'm in the back, so she can smell, just in case.
All right. This tunnel at first seems very much like all the other tunnels. It's rock that's been shorn out. Any direction that it branches off in is one where they found iron or some other mineral that they wanted to harvest and continued moving in that way until they did not find it anymore, and then that sort of just dead ends. So you have to take a couple of paths before you kind of get a handle on how that map works and the way it can help direct you through where these dead ends are and where you can expect to find more tunnel. The deeper in you get, the darker it seems. The cooler it is, the further away you get from the outside. So you actually get like a little bit of a shiver going. As you're moving forward, Ravi, since you're up front, you'll notice first it feels more humid as you're heading in. That dry desert air sort of starts to give way. You feel more of that wetness occurring. You almost feel like your boots are kind of slick on the ground as you're going.
Do I notice any tracks now that the ground is a little bit softer? Particularly non-human tracks.
Let's make a perception check.
$11.
You'll lean down to look at the floor to see if you can find any tracks. We're in bare stone now, so it's tougher to see than in the sand and the dirt that you saw before. So you can sort of brush your hand across the floor to see if there's anything obvious about it to indicate that there are tracks there. And it gets kind of like a stick to it. And you feel like you're pushing kind of like a layer of something viscous. And when you pick your hand up, there's a string of like some sticky clear plasma sort of attached to you, like big snot.
Guys, we have ground goop.
Maybe you shouldn't touch it. It might be poisonous.
And I'll try to shake it off my hand. Yep. I think you're right. It's gross, whatever it is.
What is goop?
Luna's gonna sniff it really hard and then bark.
Oh. Good puppy.
What's up, girl? You find something?
She
Smell
says
something?
dangerous. She smelled something. That's all the verbal cues you gave her.
You try to like brush it off on your armor and your clothes a little bit, get it off of your hand. I think you're wearing gloves probably most of the time, so it's not touching your bare skin. But you don't want it on your gloves either. And then you get up and look around, and you see that there's kind of a layer on the walls and up on the ceiling too.
This tunnel hasn't looked anything other than man-made at this point, right?
No, so far you're even still seeing those big wooden braces that are meant to support it, prevent it from collapsing.
Does Luna look like she wants to attack? Like, can she see something or smell something? In
I believe
front
the
of her?
instruction was if you smell something weird to bark.
Which she did.
Fair enough.
Can I see what color it is?
This goop,
Yeah.
it's a clear color. You can see right through it.
Hmm.
When it kind of bunches up, like when it was on Ravi's glove and he was picking it up and it was making these strings, it gets tougher to see through. It's more opaque. And then it's just kind of like a milky, almost yellow.
Well, maybe I didn't want to know that.
Can we determine if it's like kind of fresh? Like if it's been here for a short period of time or a long period of time?
You can make Arvistan. I'll let you make either a nature or arcana check.
In the meantime, I'd like to find out if this stuff is flammable. It's important to me to know that information.
I mean, cool, it's everywhere, so how would you like to determine that?
Being the person that poison doesn't really affect, hopefully, I'm just gonna scoop it up off the ground.
Okay.
Another 13.
Did we light the candles?
No, you said not to.
Yeah.
Okay. Kriv, can you light this?
Do you want?
Oh my god, no.
I need to know.
Can I,
Okay.
before we do this test that you need me for, can I, like, does it look at all familiar, like something from an animal or something I might recognize?
You can make either a nature or history check, your choice.
You know what's unfortunate? I'm much better at history than nature. Nature is one of my worst.
I roll a 13 for nature check.
Okay, what were you trying to find out, Arvistan?
Like if it was recently that this group was here, or it's been a while.
Absolutely. You don't know.
Nice.
Sweet. Get those bad.
We wouldn't be able to tell if it's like corroded away at the walls or floor, would we?
Maybe it doesn't have any effect on the walls.
You don't think so, because the walls here look a lot like the walls before there was goop on them, and they look like they've been attacked by tools, pickaxes and such.
Cool.
Kriv, what'd we get?
19.
Wow.
You don't recognize this.
Aww.
What? That's a good 19. A good you don't recognize this.
Is it though?
It's not.
Highly unfamiliar.
The impression that you get is that it is not a natural thing. It's not from an animal that you're familiar with or anything like that.
Oh god, now we really need to know if it's flammable.
Would that, just for the sake of understanding for me, would that include, like, we didn't see anything familiar with the bugs that attacked us or anything?
It doesn't look like anything from the bugs that attacked you.
Okay.
Unnatural.
Okay, I will do my little summon flame, but like...
The tiniest.
Yeah, and just like
We're not
slowly
trying to set me
I
on
see you holding that whole hand. You should get just a little fingertip, little pinky
Yeah.
flame.
Yeah, yeah, like the cool like snap like a lighter, but it's your finger. And just a little bit, and it'll slowly move it towards whatever we're doing. I'm not sure why you're holding it for this.
Why not? It's fine. It'll be fine.
Hajate's got a handful of goober. And Crib's got a finger of flame. And you
We're
slowly
gonna die.
bring them
We're gonna
closer
die.
to each other. The camera will zoom in. You see nobody's face. You just see the two things slowly getting closer to each other. And then Crib will bring the flame to the goop.
Nothing.
Kaboom!
Very anticlimactic. It just fizzled out.
You.
Well, that is good to know.
Yeah, that is.
You needed to
actually-
attack something. It's good to know whether or not the fire's just gonna. Alright, sick. Let's keep going. I'm just gonna, like, flick it off and then sort of wipe it where Ravi was wiping it off on his shirt. Just like. Just like a. Thanks.
Yeah, it's kind of matted in that spot now. He's got like a cape in his artwork, and it's just kind of like part of it's kind of like stuck together, almost like glued in one spot. Like I think the best analogy I can give is when you blow your nose into a tissue, and then you pull it away, and the tissue is like kind of stuck to itself.
I'm so sorry.
It's sort of like that. And that's the face that Ravi makes.
Yeah. His face is just like, God damn it.
Tired of the shit in the group.
So are we
I suppose
continuing?
the armor's borrowed anyway.
You already got it on there. I figured it was fine.
Wait, watch this. Prestidigitation.
Yeah, that'll fix it up.
Insta clean.
That's a good joke, you guys, because I don't have that. That's
Yeah.
the other game.
Okay, but imagine
That's-
if you did and you
Crib will
just like,
say
could you clean the wall?
prestidigitation.
I just say the words, yeah.
And
Could
nothing
you just
happens.
clean like the wall and the floor with that? Crazy.
Someone would have to have it to find out.
Well, none of us do, so I guess we'll never know.
True story.
All right. The choice now is forward or backward.
Oh, forward for sure.
Heave-ho, go forward.
I am not deterred.
Okay.
Forward.
Dexterity saving throws from everybody.
Oh,
Oh,
dear
shit.
lord.
I'm so good at those.
We're gonna slip and fall down our asses now.
Yeah,
It
and
is
here I was
slick
like,
floor.
should we be quiet?
We're gonna no, it's gonna
Hey.
like take a sharp downturn and
That's a 15.
Natural 20.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Let's go.
I got a 3.
I got a 19.
All right. So everybody's very careful moving forward and attempts not to slip on the slick floor that's coming in front of you. Crib
Oh,
takes
no, you're
one
gonna get
step
food.
and slip. You think forward, but its feet go out from under you, straight up in front of you, and you slam flat on your back, and you get just slathered, like falling in a mud puddle
Oh.
full of
And the-
mucus.
Oh, and a metal helmet, too? That sounds horrible.
If you had handle, it would have been extinguished.
Well, I guess I'm grateful that we tested it isn't flammable now.
I do need a dexterity saving throw for Luna also.
Oh. Oh, poor puppy just flings to the ground.
That's a 15.
Okay, she's all right. So
Oh,
it's
man.
Kriv that hits
Crib
the ground.
only.
And Shell?
Shell's not here. Not going.
Shell
into
didn't
the-
She's
come
just
with
wandering
the vibe.
outside.
He doesn't tolerate that shit.
It's just like wandering around.
So Kriv, you're definitely slimier than Robbie now. It's just all down your back.
You sure hope that comes off. Probably not, though. Is it
Sad.
Is it sticky like mucus, which is like wash offable?
Yeah.
Or is it sticky like glue, which is like, this is never coming off and you're going to be stuck with this forever?
It's in the spectrum in between. Like we all know this famous spectrum of mucus to glue.
Oh, yeah.
It's in between these two. But if we think of this as glue and here as mucus, it's only like a little bit further.
Oh, okay. I need to write that down.
It's like a 30 on the mucus scale.
Oh, okay.
I turn around and look at Crib
30 M.
that she's on that they are on the floor, and I just start laughing and start trying to help him up while laughing.
Okay, yeah. It's not hard to get back up, especially with Arvestan's help. You guys will see like strings that connect the floor to Crib's back as they stand back up.
I just hug Arvistan.
Quick, Arvistan, dexterity saving throw.
Wait. The question is, it won't get to me. Well, a little bit because she fell on her. They fell on their back,
Right.
not on their.
No,
front.
but it slushed over them. It just like slushed.
Like it covered them.
You're gonna get. Everybody's got a little bit on them.
Oh, come
Soup.
on!
It is
like-
soupy.
At least a little bit.
They hug me. I'm like, I love you too, but
Ooh, and when they separate, ooh, delicious.
Yeah. You hear that nice, like, big wet drip, like a. When pieces of it come falling off of Crib. And just.
Ashante's gonna go, okay, we're not gonna hug. We're just walking, and she's
I
gonna
run
walk off
towards
ahead.
her. I run towards her and hug her. I just jump.
Oh.
You get it as well.
Can I punch him? I want to punch him.
Oh, of course
Yeah.
you want to.
Nothing
The
stopping
question
you
is,
from
Does
punching.
Hazate escape and Arvestan miss? Like, does he actually successfully hit the tackle?
Yeah,
In
you
the
gotta.
defense, she was walking away.
Yeah, she was. It's like a linebacker chasing down a running back. That's what's going on right now.
You're gonna have
Arvestan
to
with my
try.
halfback.
So you're not surprising anybody, Arvestan. So if you want to try to hug Hajate with comparatively a little bit of this mucus on you, you're going to have to make a grapple check, which is a strength athletics check for you, contested against Hajate, who can do either strength athletics or dexterity acrobatics.
Bring it on.
Shake
Robbie just went out one day trying to do his job in Karenia. Now he has to like babysit us for months.
Robbie's still going.
Yeah.
Robbie has
So
not
you
stopped.
said a strength check.
Strength athletics, yeah.
I need to hear his number first.
Oh boy, the strength. Let's see. That's a where's my strength? +2. That's 14.
Well, I rolled a nat 20.
Oh
Dexterity.
All right.
damn it!
So we know what happens now. Arvestan, who very clearly said he ran over and to dive, hug Hajate, she's going to expertly sidestep him, which means that Arvestan is going face first into the floor and into the goop that's left there.
Yay!
But it's not.
Just
He asked for it.
He'll pick his face up out of it, and you can see it's dripping down off of his eyebrows. He can barely open his eyes. He doesn't want to get it into his eye. And he has to kind of spit a little globule of it out of his mouth.
Oh.
It sort of hangs on the edge of his lip and drips off of his chin.
Guys, did not try this. This is awful. Ugh.
Crib will return the favor and try to help him up, but laughing still.
Sure. You can get him up. It's not hard. Arvestan
All right, you sicko.
can stand pretty well.
Peace out, dog.
I just start walking, trying to clean myself. Like, God
You
damn
can
it.
get it in big like clumps. Like you push your hand down like to try to squeegee off the front of your clothes, and it'll come. It'll gather all in your palm, and you just gotta slop it off of your hand, and throw it onto the ground.
I think the title of this episode should have been called The Goop.
The goop.
So
Like a
run
slime.
your hands over your face, like if you just got pied, like from the Three Stooges. You gotta like take a big slop of it, throw it down.
Well, what's the episode name again?
got pied.
Judgment.
Judgment. Take that, biatch.
Robbie's heading forward this whole time, while you guys are playing around like it's a fresh snowfall.
We're getting slimed.
Robbie, when you get close to the end of the tunnel, it will shift off in a different direction abruptly. In that direction, it does not look like it was torn apart by pickaxes or tools. There's a very different sort of scoring on the sides of the walls, and in addition to what look like big chunks that are just sort of torn out, you can see patches that look like they were burned by some sort of acidic liquid. So
I will kind of like turn back and call out, guys, if you're done playing, I think we found the first bug tunnel.
What?
Bug tunnel, and I'll point.
Okay. I'm coming. Just gonna walk over to him. The other two are a little bit further behind.
Yeah, cleaning myself. I'm like,
We're like-
we'll catch up.
We're
Yeah.
like slipping, sliding through these tunnels.
each holding each other on the forearms, so you get their hands holding each other's elbows. And Arvistan's trying to lead Kriv forward, and Kriv is running in place, slipping with every step.
My nat 20 for nothing.
You're welcome.
So if I like shed my pendant on the inside of this tunnel, is this also like heavily gooped, and is it a lot narrower than our current tunnel?
There's a lot of goop in there. It's somewhat more narrow. It's not. It doesn't have like breathing room. You'd have to duck down just a little bit. You don't have to crawl to get through it, but you kind of have to lower your head if you wanted to head in that direction. The shape of it is different. It's a lot more rounded than the sort of kind of rectangular shape that you're getting accustomed to. And the way that it's dug out is very different. The walls are a lot smoother, and there are pieces of them that have been eroded by like acid.
Oh. That's no good, you guys.
When you shine your pendant down there, you can see a little bit further. You'll see one of those metal helmets like the one that you're wearing, but there's acid that's eaten away, probably about a quarter of it.
Okay.
I will look back at Hazote. Do we go forward?
What? How did it just come? It's just going straight from this tunnel, right? How did it go from a beautifully like squarish tunnel to this? Nothing led into it, right? There's not a hole.
It's kind of hard to say, but it looks like the creatures dug out into this tunnel, judging by whatever this weird viscousness is. What's interesting is that the helmet, and presumably someone who was wearing it, went into this tunnel. So maybe the bugs dug into it and either retreated, or they came through and somebody ran into it. I don't have a good answer for you.
It doesn't look like a good idea. I'm gonna turn around and see what the hell they're doing back there.
Standing. They're putting all their
I
effort
see.
into standing.
Standing.
I had a theory looking at their plans. I don't have a ton of evidence, but I was wondering if they maybe agitated something by trying to expand their tunnel, kind of like we accidentally agitated them 2 days ago.
It's a potential theory. You're
Yeah.
in part of what would have been, a start of that expansion. This part of the tunnel is moving away from what the map indicates is the existing part of the tunnel. So this is newer. So that's a theory.
What are we trying to get out of this?
I mean, we generally came in to see if we find any life around here, like if anybody was alive or anything like that, and see as well what could
From
have done anything of what happened outside.
from what we saw, and correct me if anybody thinks otherwise, but it seemed like everyone was either left or perhaps were taken. Maybe by the things that we saw. It would be pretty simple to paralyze a bunch of village people and just take them somewhere. If anyone was alive and they were taken, they're either swallowed whole or maybe in some kind of nest.
I agree with that. The alternative to that means that if they're in the nest, they might not necessarily be dead already.
Right.
Did we determine if the acid came from like some type of animal or it was like handcrafted or something like that?
Don't know.
No idea. Okay. So what are you guys thinking? You guys want to like keep on moving inside and see what we can find, or just back out of here?
Does it look like the acid was perhaps like how Arvistan had something in a jar that he would throw and it would burst out, more like an attack? Would the acid be reminiscent of like someone perhaps defending themselves, throwing something at something?
It's not unlike that, but there isn't any indication that there's like a one explosion of it. Like if you would expect someone threw a big flask of it and it blew up in one spot. It's sort of, in various places all along that tunnel, as far as Ravi's light can show it.
So there's like no vial or anything like glass or anything like that broken around that could have signified that it was thrown.
Just that helmet in there.
Okay.
And the poison when we fought the big ones, that was just paralyzing. That wasn't like acidic or
Correct.
anything.
Right.
Okay.
So it would have to be a new creature. Or as Crib said earlier, the goo around here doesn't seem very natural.
We're good at finding new problems.
If it's unnatural and not created by like a creature, maybe it was purposefully put down here?
Maybe it's some sort of deterrent.
Deterrent? It's slippery though, right? Maybe it makes
Yep.
it easier for them to go somewhere. Easier to trap humans. Human trap.
Maybe it smells weird to them or something, though. I don't know.
Well, if the acid... I mean, unless it's a drastically different creature than what we've seen so far. Could have been man-produced as well.
Can we see anything up ahead from the tunnel from where in the tunnel from where we are? Like anything different, or does the tunnel keep on going?
Just that it's a different tunnel, and that it doesn't, follow the same sort of rules as the tunnel that you've been in already. That kind of make a straight shot, and that they're braced at regular intervals, and they have the same width and the same height. This one is rounded and smaller, and it kind of just curves off.
So what do you guys want to do? Get the hell out of here, or continue investigating and go through another tunnel?
I'm sorry, did we say there was goo in that tunnel too?
Hmm.
Hmm.
That's unavoidable goo. Heading.
I
in
want that
direction.
helmet.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna go get it.
You'll have to duck down to get in through the tunnel. If you don't want to touch the roof of the tunnel, you'll have to get really
Yeah.
far down. So you got to kind of squat and kind of waddle your way towards where that helmet is. You could pick it up. It also has goop on it. When you pick it up, it's connected to the floor a little bit. You kind of have to shake it loose,
Hmm.
but you can get it. You look at the other side of it, the side that you couldn't see from before, and that side seems pretty much intact. There's just that one section that looks like acid is eaten away from it.
Well, I'm gonna walk back.
A little
because-
one, a squat waddle.
Squat waddle back. The assumption that I won't be able to see much evidence within the goo. Anyway.
Nothing more remarkable than what you've seen already.
So this helmet, it doesn't look like it could have been like crushed in any way at all, right? Just acid melted.
It hasn't been crushed.
All right. Well, this guy's probably gone. What do you all want to do? Are you willing to continue down the tunnel? We might find more clothing.
I'm down, but the thing is,
We got a duck pretty
How-
hardcore in there.
yeah, how do we want to, if we confront whatever this is and it's up ahead, do we want to confront it in this tight place? That's the other thing.
We would be very screwed.
Yes, definitely.
Alternative theory: if there's more than one, they have to charge at us in a single file line, as opposed to surrounding us.
Not
No.
necessarily, because they are making the tunnels so they can
Yeah,
tunnel
they
around.
they dug up all over us while we were fighting them above ground.
So that makes it even harder.
They could literally come out the side and consume us.
I would like to find out what happened here personally.
Do
Just
we
to
want to
report
try
back.
one more tunnel and perhaps come back to this one?
I mean, we're already here. If we're gonna check it at some point, we might as well just do it now.
Just a thought of, were they more interested in this tunnel than any of the rest of them?
Okay, so you want to see if there's goo on the other tunnels, technically?
Yeah. Sorry, there's a demon in my house.
Sweet! Outstanding.
Uh-oh.
I know that's like the name given to them. Is it weird? Does it just refer to what we saw? Like the one kind of creature?
Bugs refers to a lot, like a wide array. It's just
Okay.
kind of a reference to all these dangerous bug-like monsters.
Okay.
I was just thinking that if we went down another tunnel and there wasn't any bug tunnel type activity, it would reinforce Crib's idea of how this area pissed them off.
Did you say this tunnel had braces though? The round one? Like the wooden, like man-made braces?
You've had these man-made braces as you've been going until it sort of branched off quickly at the end here, and became this smaller, more rounded tunnel. There aren't
Okay.
any braces in there.
Okay.
Yeah, there's that as well. They could just collapse. So if we do fight, we need to be extremely cautious.
Yeah, definitely. So two options: go and check the other ones, or just go through this one. Raise your hand. Who wants to just stay and go through this one?
Look at all those hands. There's one.
I'm not opposed to checking other ones, but I think if they ran into a problem that we're theorizing is bugs in a place that they're definitely not supposed to be, I don't think they would have continued. If that makes sense. I don't think they would have been like, uh-oh, there's bugs. Let's go over there.
Yeah, I would like to just see if there's another tunnel close to here that's just completely gooed like this one is. If there's not, I think we continue on this way and see what we can find.
Just like a quick side trip. Maybe even just the tunnel next door. Something cool.
Alrighty. Lead the way.
All right.
I will-
You'll make your way back out. Ravi will turn the whole train around. And you will all back out of the tunnel that you just explored down. You don't have a map for any of the other tunnels. So when you progress down another one, you're going to run into a lot more dead ends and have to backtrack yourself and get back to the main tunnel and then try to keep further on. They're definitely older, and dust layers and the age in here is a lot thicker. It seems like most of the technique that the miners use is to focus on one tunnel until they've deemed it expended, and then create a new tunnel to try to find more veins in a different direction. So most other tunnels in this whole mine complex are old and abandoned. The further you get along in this tunnel, the more dead ends you reach, the less goop you see. There's nothing in there. You don't see any connections to differently shaped tunnels. At least this second tunnel is not like the first one.
I think your theory might be right, Kriv.
Ready to weirdly crab walk down this tunnel?
Ready as one can be to crab walk through goop.
Whee! Go fight!
Why don't you just slip and slide down the tunnel? You can see.
As she says that, I just run in and start dashing.
Oh my god!
Slide your belly on across the tunnel.
Yes!
You do know this is part glue, right? It's part glue.
You run
30%
ahead. You run ahead of
mucus.
Ravi with the light. Ravi's there at the beginning of the tunnel. Ravi and Hajj there say, "Okay, I guess this is it. We're going to go do a really, intense and scary thing right now." Arvisan comes running past, tries to slide on his belly through the tunnel. While it is smoother than the sort of man-made tunnels on the outside, it is not completely smooth. And there are jagged rocks, and in the places where sort of this acid has eaten through in different places, it does it at different rates. So if you imagine you spill something acidic on a rock and it sort of eats through it, it leaves all these jagged, pointy pieces all over it.
Oh, he's gonna be sandpapered.
How much damage do I take?
You're going to take 9 points
Oh my god!
of damage as you slide on the floor, and it just rips you up.
Alrighty. Ow! Ow! Guys, don't
You'll see,
slide.
he
Don't
does not
slide.
get very far. He goes, and It's not like a slip and slide. It's not water that's made to get him to go really fast. He just hits it and he a couple of feet and he grinds to a halt.
Oh, he's been sandpapered.
Oh God. Okay. Bad idea. Don't slide. Don't slide.
Arsene, you're up front now. Unless you exit the tunnel, there's not really enough room for somebody to be squeezing past you.
I'll start baby walking back. Ow. Ow.
All right, yeah. So now, Robbie, when you look down into the tunnel, there's all this goop all over the walls, and there's just like a trail that leads in a few feet, and trickles of blood mixed in on the floor. And,
Why? Why? Why do you listen to the devil, Armiston?
Sleep and slide. That sounded fun. I'm sorry.
Was that fun?
It was a fun idea. It ended not being fun though.
Okay. Robbie, you still want to go first?
Yep, I am not going to slip and slide though.
Oh, man. In your armor?
Yeah, I don't recommend it. That hurt. Ow.
all right, and we're all going in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll do guidance on Robbie since he's going first.
It's the
Do you-
toughest
do you
squeeze
need-
for Kriv.
Do you need healing, Arviston, or you chill?
I think I'm okay for now.
Okay.
Oh.
So you head in. Everybody's sort of crouched down, slowly walking. Your speed is pretty greatly reduced. You all have to also be careful not to slip on this weird mucus all over the interior of this part of the tunnel.
Just in case we have to do something crazy, I would like to be like an okay distance behind, like Kriv.
What would you call an okay
Too
distance?
close together is the issue. So like 10 feet, 15?
10 feet back? Okay. Or is everybody going to be separated like that, or is that just Hazute's difference from Kriv?
I'm not sure I understand why, so I probably wouldn't be doing that. Also, I need to see with the light, so.
I mean, that would automatically keep me really behind from everybody else, and this Hashite is in front of me.
Okay. All right. So it's sort of like mini two groups. You're all still very close together, though.
Yeah.
It is going to be a little bit more difficult. This tunnel also doesn't stay level as you're going through it. So it'll start to tilt up and then curve and spiral down in some places. So you really have to put in a lot of effort to keep your footing. It will get a little wider at a certain point, wide enough that some of the shorter members might be able to stand without having to worry about hitting their heads. Kriv's definitely
So-
going to still need you to stay down.
So just me.
Yeah, me too.
And you'll see from there that there are, it kind of gets into this wider, sort of larger tunnel. And from there are other tunnels that branch off, but they go back in the direction that you were sort of heading from. And in the direction that you're moving towards, that end of the tunnel is kind of collapsed in now.
And we still didn't see any like holes in the ground, like below us. I know we're in holes underground.
This is going to be the first instance that the tunnel branches off in any way. So there's no other holes that lead into different places on the tunnel that you've been through so far.
Okay, nothing weird like in the ceiling or floor, something. It's just okay. Good direction. Keep going.
How many ways do we have?
Let's see. There's a few on the left, and there's a few on the right. So let's say just left or right.
Are any of them like more suitable for people to crawl through than the others?
They're all very similar to the one that you just emerged from. Some might be slightly larger, and some might be a little bit smaller, even.
Um,
Definitely not on the smaller ones, please.
yeah. One of the bigger ones on the right. I'll kind of like look at the group and be like, "This way."
Let's go.
Okay.
It's like, oh, by the way, do all these other tunnels from the left and the right, do they have going into them as well?
It's pretty goopy everywhere around right now.
Okay.
Uh,
There's no more goo on one side than the other one, or nothing, just equal.
question for you, Dave. If I take, say, like the hilt of my mace and I grab it in this goop and I make like a line, right? If I were to make an arrow, does the goop immediately form over it, or does the goop still stay where it's at?
It'll pool up kind of a little bit, like if you drew a line in mayonnaise. It would stay there, and it might kind of start to slowly go back, but it's going to hold its shape for a long time at least.
Okay. I will make an arrow pointing the direction that we were going.
Okay.
Ooh, that's a good idea. That way, if we have to backtrack, not lose ourselves.
If we need something else, if there's any exposed, not goopy earth around us, I could try doing a little flower somewhere too.
You could clean
If
off
that's true.
a piece of ground if you want. Just push the goop aside in one place and put a little flower there.
I'll try it just
That'll
in
work.
case.
What kind of flower are you going to put there?
Dandelion.
Okay. Yeah.
It's bright yellow.
Bright yellow. It's got those big spiky leaves that come off of it.
Yeah. I like your idea, Robbie, but I'm worried we might not be able to tell if it's just somewhere we've walked through or not.
No, that stands out way more than my arrow does. That's for sure.
All right. So you head off down this tunnel. This one's going to lead you quite a bit longer than the one that you were just in. So, especially at the pace that you have to move when you're all hunched over and sort of waddling through it the whole time. It'll take you the better part of an hour shifting along down this tunnel. But it will eventually open up. It gets a little bit wider ahead of you, and it breaks the surface of the ground. When you emerge there, you're in a somewhat familiar place. You are in that dirt basement of the palace.
Well,
You get out of the Midwest.
So did we just ended up from where we just came?
Pretty much.
looks like it.
A circle.
We took the long way here.
Alrighty then. Do we want to backtrack and check the other tunnels, or just get the hell out of here?
I'd like to do that.
Griff?
Fit.
Huh?
If I fit in them.
There was
Gotcha.
one other larger one, right? Or am I insane?
There's a couple.
Yeah, there were a couple in there. Alright, backtrack. Check other tunnels.
Backtracking through this tunnel back to that sort of, quote unquote conjunction of tunnels that you found earlier also takes almost an hour again to get through. And you spend most of the afternoon checking the other tunnels. Some of them shrink down and collapse in ways that you're not able to continue moving forward in that direction. One of the other ones will lead you to the other part of the basement that had a tunnel erupt in it. And you'll see some of those other holes that were near it have their own little tunnels that kind of narrow down and collapse at certain points. And you keep trying other tunnels, we're looking for somewhere where these all lead. It seems like this conjunction point might be the beginning, at least for the explorable area, but even this has been destroyed.
Was it destroyed because the tunnel collapsed by an explosion, or just couldn't handle the opening when whatever is making these holes
You don't know.
pass through? Okay. And this is going through one other tunnel, or this is just like every other tunnel?
I'm saying, as you guys seem to be intent on continuing to explore tunnels, and as you continue to do so, as the hours roll by, you keep finding the same conclusions. They either go to other places in the city that you've already seen, or they just collapse at the end.
I'm not liking this mystery, guys.
So we've seen like a bunch of holes that are around the city.
Yeah, so this city is like full of holes, acid, goo, a little bit of my blood, and no one else around.
There's
This
not
is weird as
creatures.
hell.
Maybe we should find somewhere to.
Happened, and then they just abandoned ship. They didn't stick around at all.
I mean, there's like what scares me and intrigues me at the same time is that there's no trace of blood or pieces of skin or any trace of anything
Or
alive
food.
or food from like the broken armors, metal armors. Like there's nothing.
I mean,
It's weird.
being paralyzed when we fought them, they didn't seem to need to make anything bleed to eat it.
True, but if you're going to crack open a chess piece, and I mean, you at least have to puncture them and bleed a little bit if you're gonna do some sort of damage like that, But there's nothing like that anywhere. That's the weird part. Like there's
And there's so
no
much clothing
trace.
here. They must have all been naked.
Yeah, like that's the weird part. Like it's weird. Like I don't get it. This feels like an experiment gone wrong, or a big magical thing happened here
I feel like
that left no trace at all.
something.
I think we should find somewhere that's safe to sleep before it's too dark. And I propose if we're staying in the city, maybe on the second floor of something.
I would say let's go back to the castle and go to one of the
Have a sleepover in
rooms.
the common room.
We could have a bed for the first time in forever.
Agree.
That'd be freaking cool.
I mean, we're near a tunnel that takes us to the castle, so let's just take that.
Might as well.
We need to get Shell.
Shell
That's
is waiting in the quarry.
Yeah.
We'll have to go get her.
Okay. All right.
I mean-
Let's go back.
And she won't come down this tunnel, so we're gonna have to take the long way.
All right. Let's go back then. Get Shell.
The tunnel's the long way. That's like
Yeah.
crawling around, waddling around, squat down. You just walk.
I mean, we're
Well,
in
now we
there.
gotta like
might as
walk
well,
all the way
right?
up and all the way across town.
Yeah, when you get back to the surface, and breathe the fresh air again instead of this weird, musty, mucusy oxygen that you've been dealing with. You'll see Shell is up at the top. Went back up that spiral up to the top of the quarry. And it seems looking off at something in the distance.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
I'll go up there as well and try to see
Everybody
if
gonna
I
go
can-
up?
Oh, I'm going to race up. That's my bird.
can.
We'll make
And,
perception checks at the top.
Perception checks? Okay.
To use a new die.
14.
Try to look in the
Same.
direction that Shell is looking.
14
Sorry,
as well.
15. It was 15.
No, I got 14.
11.
12.
Okay.
Nice.
Hajite with the 15, you feel like you get an idea of the direction that Shell's looking in, that you think you could try to pinpoint what it is that she's looking at. When you look over there, as the sun's coming down, there's like a flashing point of light. It's like reflecting the light of the sun towards you.
Do you guys see that?
I do.
That's like, nope.
If you point it out, it's easier for
Yeah.
everybody else to see what you're looking at.
Does
Can
it
we
look
tell
like...
if that's like a person deliberately trying to get attention?
It could be, or just,
Does
not.
it look... Does it look like that time I used my familiar the first time and then all I saw was like flash and then it died? Or is it different?
It's not unlike that.
Okay.
Do you want to check with your familiar again?
I can't.
Or... Oh,
I
okay.
gotta sleep again before I do any
True,
animal stuff. Except talk to him.
True.
Good idea.
Quick, ask Jill what she
Can we-
sees.
Can we like from where we are? Can we like figure out the distance between it, like pinpoint it?
Well, 15
So
was the
the-
best perception roll we got, so if anybody's able to figure anything out, it's going to be Hajite.
Okay.
Well, like I asked earlier, is the flashing being made? Would it seem like it is being made by something trying to get our attention?
I'd have you make an insight check then.
$15.
There's a lot of 15s coming out right now.
I just can't. That's all I got.
It's pretty good, though. You think that there's some sentience behind it. There's an intelligence behind that light flashing at you. Something or someone is trying to get your attention.
All right.
Should I signal back?
With your armor?
With my light, I'll cast a pendant and I'll wave it around.
Okay. Well,
Ooh.
really wants our attention, so.
Do we really know that that's a good idea?
It clearly knows we're here, or it wouldn't be trying to get our attention.
And if it wanted to hunt us, it wouldn't say, "Hey, here I am."
Yeah, we
Maybe
haven't been
just
sneaky
trying-
at all. There's like, it'd be probably pretty easy to track us regardless.
True, but think about
He's
this.
been stomping around town.
They probably think it's just Shell at this point.
Mm,
And
I'm gonna
Well,
cast light on
we're
my
here
pendant
now.
and start waving it around.
oh, come on.
if they thought it was just Shell, why are they getting only her attention?
Trying to see if they have the reaction of another person and see if it's actually a person or an animal, and it's just they just won't bother.
Ravi, how do you wave it? Just haphazardly, like here.
Do you put it on the
I
string and just
I
like...
Yeah, more like I'll like hold my hand kind of like just like this, just like back and forth.
Aw, I wanted a helicopter.
Okay, the light. This is outside of the city, up on a sand dune in the distance. Is
Wow.
going to try to match your wave.
Oh shit, we gotta go to that guy. Guys, we gotta go.
All right. If we're going over there, I'm gonna go in stealth and hide around. I'm not. I'm gonna like
Out in the desert.
only one of like is it like in the entrance of the city or like really
Outside.
out?
Pretty
Ah,
far away.
shit. Okay.
Does it look like where we were standing when we first kind of popped up over the hill and looked down at the city? Or does it look at a different location than that?
It has to be somewhat close to that because the only way you're able to really see it is by looking through this gaping hole in the wall.
Mm,
So it's at least in that direction.
man, we were gonna take a nap. We
Yeah,
can't
it's almost night.
take a nap.
I would say let's still take a
Hold
nap
on.
and then
We're trying to take a nap.
we go out there. That's
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 the
my
only
option.
living thing we've seen.
yes, but what if it's a
Bugs
trap?
aren't here.
I insist. What if it's a trap?
You slip and slided through a bug tunnel today.
Yes, it wasn't a
Sorry,
trap
you.
though.
questioning your judgment right now.
It wasn't
sir.
a trap.
Yeah, and you found that out. Like, the quickest way you could.
It wasn't a trap.
If-
It was just injuring you horribly, much like a trap would do.
If they really want to do us
Alright.
harm, they will find us in the middle of the night and do us harm.
That's true.
Like,
You're like, oh, there's guys over there. I'm just gonna.
and again,
Take a
no
nap.
hunter I've ever met shines a bright light at their prey, trying to flag it down.
He's the only living thing we've seen. What if it's our people hiding in the desert?
Let's
Alright.
go.
I'll go alone if you want.
You can
There
stay,
you are.
Arvistan, if you don't trust it.
I do not trust it, but I go with them, but I stay behind, like a little bit farther behind.
As I'm walking, as we start to walk, I'm gonna keep like trying to flag them down as we walk through the city. So try to give a sort of
Marco.
a beacon to us.
It's
Marco.
more and more difficult for the light on the other side to match you because they're reflecting the light of the sun. As the sun's going down, they're getting less and less of the angles and opportunities to be able to do so. But they don't move in your direction. So whoever's doing that is staying where they are as you're approaching them.
They're definitely trying to pull us somewhere.
That's what I keep saying. This is a trap.
There might be a whole village out there for all you know.
All right, it might be our death as well, and there goes the campaign.
This
Only
is
one
the
way to find
time I
out.
don't want to fight.
So we
I'm
keep
gonna
moving.
continue
You head up
giving
this
Shell
sand
treats.
dune.
She's been good.
Yeah.
Shell's with you. She's very interested. A shining light in the distance. I want to see that. It's like a laser pointer. Got to find out what's going on over there. So
Understand if you're
go ahead.
Understand if you're worried, you can hang back. I can, in theory, send up like a flare if things go sideways. If you don't want to be right there.
Yeah, but the thing is, I won't be able to get there in time if you guys are in trouble.
You could send your puppy. She's fast.
Yeah. Hmm. I
Up to you. You
will.
probably won't die quickly though.
No, yeah, I'll stay behind.
Okay. Arvistan is going to stop in
Right.
your position as you guys move forward towards the sand dune. Whatever figure is up there is sort of just on the other side of it. So you have to crest over the very top of it to see who you're looking at. Arvistan is hanging back. He's not getting the full view as they come into your line of sight. There is a scraggly dwarf with a big black beard all full of sand. He's got sand all in his big bushy eyebrows and up in his hair. He's wearing thick goggles to keep them out of his eyes, but his eyebrows are so big that they poke out over the top of them.
Would I know if he's royalty?
It's not royalty. If anything,
Just curious.
the way he's dressed seemed to indicate that he's a member of the Rangers, which is this group of protectors of the wastes that help hold the line between civilization and the wasteland, and to keep bugs separated from the people of New Sanctum. He's standing there holding the reins of his camel. And as soon as you guys come up over the dune, he'll address you. He'll say, "Is one of you a sailor?"
Did you say a sailor?
Yes. Do you have a boat somewhere?
Oh, we don't have a boat. We have a
Oh,
sailor, maybe, but
Yes.
not a.
this is terrible news.
Why?
I am looking for a way to escape, and I need to go into the ocean.
Escape? Why?
Oh, it is too late for us here. We're not going to make it.
Oh, are you with anyone?
It's just me and Cricket here.
Why not try the forest?
The forest won't be safe. There's
Why?
nowhere on the land where we will be okay.
What's happening?
What do you mean, what is happening? You've gone into the city, you see.
Yeah, and I want to know what happened and what you saw.
Judgment has come. It come to take away everyone. Only
Judgment.
me and Cricket have survived.
That's it?
Unless you saw someone else.
Were you here when the city was overrun?
I was here. But far away. I saw it from here.
You didn't see anyone leave?
If you had seen what I had seen, you would now be looking for a sailor.
We don't have a boat.
Then we should leave.
To where?
We must get far away from here. You've been making tremors in the ground, sparking lightning to strike the earth. You have left a trail of sound and tracks and scent that will stretch for miles. The hunters will be here soon. They will find you, and they will take you to...
Hunters.
Yes.
Who?
Or the rangers of the bugs. You don't know about this?
No, we don't know. We just came out of the forest.
Why did you come here? This is a dead place.
Well, the rest of the world doesn't know that.
They will be dead places soon, too.
What are these rangers?
The bugs have found their own hunters. Powerful and different. They can send them out to find stragglers. Anyone who hasn't been judged.
Judged by who?
They've made something new. I don't know. It's a different sort of creature. He'll run up to the top of the dune and he'll point down at the city and he'll say, "It did that."
Was it big?
And he just motions. Enormous.
The creature was?
It stood maybe 500 feet high if it stood an inch.
Oh.
Just to be clear, the bugs have created a giant bug that judges people?
It ripped open New Sanctum like a can. And it took them all.
It took them.
Yes.
Did you see anyone straight consumed? Or were they just taken?
It takes them. The judge. They are it now.
What?
All of the pieces. They become the judge.
Oh my god, you are not telling me a bunch of things fused together and they're just fusing with other people and becoming this amalgamation of everything.
Yes.
What?
Did you see anything that wasn't a bug with them? Or a part of the amalgamation?
Just this massive judge and the hunters come with it. They
What do
look
the hunters
inside the
like?
buildings and they find things in tight hidden places.
Are the hunters bugs?
Yes.
Different kinds of bugs?
A different sort, yes.
What are they most obvious for? How can you tell that that's what they are?
It is what they did.
How do you know it's the judge? Is that a thing that you just take faith in?
It is my name for it. I had to think of something.
Sounds like we need to send some warnings out.
Before we do anything, we need to leave here. Find a boat and sail across the ocean. I don't think it can swim.
What makes you think that the hunters can't come out there?
They have not left in the ocean before.
Can they fly? Can anything fly?
I had not seen one that can fly, but I have seen many different things.
How long ago did this happen?
This was 3 months ago when the judge came.
Was there any warning?
Nothing. It come from the ground.
You didn't get warning from any rangers where the outposts were breaking down? We came across many abandoned areas.
I have seen no one since the judge came to New Sanctum. You are the first. And if you have no boat, you will die soon too.
Well, in that case, it's important that we find somewhere safe and get a rest so we can send out messages to people who might be able to defend themselves.
Now is no time for rest. Now is time to run.
Where do you propose it is that we go, though? Just away?
Most importantly, right now, it is time to get away from here, yes.
Where
Should
we-
we walk and talk, team?
The coast?
He'll mount his camel, Cricket. He'll say, Cricket is strong, can carry maybe another one of you.
You guys want to get on a camel?
Really? Where are we going, though?
I can
Where are you-
take you. We'll take you far away from the city. They'll be here soon.
Could
Away.
you help bring us to the mountains?
We could go that way, yes. But I think is not good idea. That is where you came from, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just stick with your scent.
We came originally from Karenia, but we made through the forest and then went towards the mountains. We didn't go into the mountains, or up in the mountains, I should say.
You stopped at Cray, yes? The Oasis village?
Mm.
Yes, there is trail of you there.
You found us?
I have been trying to track you.
Hoping we had a boat?
Or a sailor. But maybe has a boat.
Well, anyone got any ideas?
I don't know anywhere with boats except Karenia, and I don't know anywhere that could maybe help with any of this, or needs to know more sooner than Karenia.
I'm not there, so I can't say anything.
Does anyone call for Arvistan to join you? There has been
No,
no
we didn't.
signal flare of, oh no, it was a trap.
Yeah.
I'll motion him down, and I'll yell, Arvistan! It's okay!
I'll go up there and take a peek. Look
It's just
around.
a tiny man and a camel.
Okay. And then I'll just go. I see them motion to go over there, and I'll go.
Yeah, he's as close to a sailor as we've got here.
Well, sir, do you have a boat? We have to leave.
He's gone mute again.
Me, a boat? What? Why would I need a boat? I can breathe underwater.
I'm not going to do the whole thing again.
Yeah.
For you.
No.
I know.
Well, long story short, Arvistan is giant bugs devoured all of New Sanctum, and he thinks we need to flee across the sea.
It happened 3 months ago, and we've been jacking shit up since we got here, so they're all coming.
Huh. Okay.
We shouldn't backtrack because too much of our scent is everywhere.
And good sir, how did you track us? How do you know that we were there? Can you smell us?
I am a desert ranger. I have my ways of tracking things in the wasteland. This is my land.
Do you know how we can end that trail?
I have techniques I can use. If you come with me, I might be able to mask your passage.
I don't think we should head towards the sea.
Can I make an insight check and see how truthful this guy is being with us?
Go ahead.
We have our suspicious friend.
19.
Hey, you don't think he's lying or trying to trick you or anything?
Just a scared man.
He does seem a little unhinged.
I think we should probably go with him for tonight at least. Someplace to rest. I will attune myself so I can cast message tomorrow. We can send some messages out to people and we go from there.
I can send 2 messages out to anyone I've met.
Okay. If you think it's okay, Robbie, and every one of you think it's okay, then I'll go. But I won't take my eyes off of this guy because I still think he's really suspicious, and I stare at him.
If there's anyone you all would like to message right now, I can do 2
Do it to the
before
camp.
we go to sleep.
Send a message to the camp and say something. Beware about the monster.
The camp?
What camp?
The camp where all the clans and all that stuff where
Oh.
we went from.
Oh.
The
Where we
refugees?
came
So-
from. The
Refugee.
refugees. Yes.
The refugees.
Yes.
Okay, who specifically? Because I can't just loudspeaker at them. Also, you get 25 words, so it's
I would like to send a message to Father
Nokia
Gregor.
text message.
Father Gregor is another option. We know his name.
We know the name of the
what
we considered the refugee.
what was the name of the leader in the refugee camp?
Boulder's Bane?
Boulders.
I wrote Garn, but that's probably only vaguely close to
That's
what
his name.
it's supposed to
Garn,
is Garn?
Garn the Boulder's Bane is one
Okay.
of the leaders. There were 3 different leaders in that camp.
Oh well, there's one I don't want to talk to.
Yeah,
Residian?
Residian. That's the only name that I have.
Not a fan. You'll just send a message back flirting with me or something.
Yeah, I would say send one to Baldur's Bane guy and say to keep an eye for deadly creature,
No, we need to be very
City
specific
city destroyer, or something like that.
and think it through.
It's 25 words, correct?
Because yeah, and he can respond, but we can't respond back after he does, so we need to be very clear and concise.
So the message I was planning to send
There's
tomorrow
Jay.
is, Father, New Sanctum is destroyed. Everyone's missing. Think bugs may have taken them. Created an amalgamation of victims, creating a superbug.
Wow.
Gotta
Is that
use the
25?
That's
dictionary.
about right. That
22.
sounds about right.
Nice.
That's good.
No, I can't draw pictures. I know. It's a Nokia text message.
All right, we sent that to Father Gregor and one to.
I'm gonna add in from the desert into that somewhere because that wasn't added.
That's the last
From the desert
3.
is 3 words, so it's perfect. It'll make 25 words.
There you go. All right, let's do it.
It's like bugs everywhere, amalgamation. Ah, and then it's like, but what? Where?
I mean, the big point is that New Sanctum is destroyed, so...
Yeah,
That's
we know where
true.
that is.
Buggies.
Okay.
Okay.
So this message is going to come from Hajite casting the spell,
Yeah.
right?
Yes,
Okay. And you're sending this to Father Gregor?
Father Gregor.
Because there's other people.
I've only got 2.
We want to do
so-
Father Gregor's. I mean, Alira's in
We're gonna
Corenia.
do-
We've got Ziela
Yeah,
in
well,
Corenia.
Alira would be another person that we can send as well.
Or-
You want to send a message to Alira?
Father
I
Gregor is a
thought
good
that-
pick.
Yeah, I would say him or Ziela because I'm not sure. I mean, I
Wait,
know we trust
not
Father Gregor,
Alira.
but I'm not sure if other people in this, how much other people in the city would listen. If
That's
he came to them
true.
with that story, that would be my
That-
concern.
That's true.
If you want to contact Ziela, I'll
Probably
contact
be-
Father Gregor in the morning. That's fine.
Ziela would probably be highly interested. We're doing this before I go to bed so that I can do 2 more tomorrow.
Yeah, it's Ciela, not Alira. My bad, it's Ciela.
I was like, Alira.
I got the
Could
wrong
tell her.
names. It's Ciela, yeah.
I mean, Alira's well-versed in magic and stuff. She actually might have some insight about a giant amalgamation of people forming.
Well,
you
then-
can talk to her in
uh,
your dream. You
then
wouldn't have to
take
use
a potion.
message.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right, you do have
take
your
a
dream
potion.
potion. You can meet her.
That's scary.
Yeah.
I might
Hey.
lose health points again.
Hey, that's your girlfriend, girl.
It is my girlfriend.
Hey, you made that choice.
I know, right? And I already sent her a letter before. So her little tiny snake is gone.
Yes, and think people will be fond of her since everybody over there calls her a witch. So
Well,
it's
it
the
would be
best
about
choice.
saving others if you reach out to her. It would be about saving us. You know that, right? Her is us. She doesn't care about the rest of them.
Exactly.
I don't
So,
know what she cares about the rest of us.
I would say Ciel and Father Gregor. Maybe Father Gregor has some insight as well.
If he can talk to Father Gregor in the morning, maybe it is for the best that we talk to Ziella and the refugee camp. That's two whole different areas.
Okay.
That's fair.
Or we
Perfect.
can hope that Father Gregor talks to Ziella, but Ziella can talk to the other main people in the city. So same message to the other two people.
Yes. Same message to Ciela and the refugee.
So we're sending. Repeat the message for me. We're sending to who first?
Just say it again, Robbie.
Okay, I'm assuming that you're not having the word father as the first word, but
Okay, we don't need that. We do need in the desert though.
yeah, New Sanctum is destroyed. Everyone's missing. Bugs in the desert may have taken them. Created an amalgamation of victims, creating a superbug.
Okay, and we're sending that to who first?
Ziella.
Ciela. I agree.
Okay, and she's got a minute, or she can respond immediately, right?
Yeah.
Correct.
She'll come back with. Um,
I'm rapidly texting, but there's no letters, so it's like you're pressing the number 700 times.
she'll come back with. Got our own problems.
Oh shit!
Could be a war. Return immediately.
Oh,
Return immediately. We just got here.
oh man.
A war. With
Okay,
who?
return immediately with your report. I guess I'll add that a little bit on the end of it.
Yeah, she's got more words.
Are you freaking kidding me? I mean,
Maybe-
she can respond with how many words she wants. We are only limited to 25.
Well, she's also limited to 25.
Yeah.
Oh, is she? I thought
Yeah.
she had no limit.
Maybe, if we truncate the message to Father Gregor, maybe we can ask a little bit more what's happening so we know what to expect. Or just ask them again another day.
True. Are we
Check
gonna
in.
message him? Are we gonna message him in the morning?
That's
Yeah,
fine,
Robbie's
yeah.
gonna do that in the morning.
Ravi, do you have a word limit?
Unfortunately, I also have a word limit on my spell, yes.
What is it? The same spell?
I believe so.
Shit.
I mean, we can start with warnings and then, like, the next day that we have the opportunity to use spells. see
I
if we
just
can
want
check
to-
in.
Well, if
Not like we
Ziella
can do
thinks it's
anything yet.
unimportant, she's not gonna give a shit about anything we've got to say.
I just want to clarify that we're moving while we're talking and discussing all of
Yes,
this.
thank you, Arvisan. We're gonna start heading towards the forest because I don't think.
Oh,
Or not the forest, wherever this guy wants to take us.
your
He's
ranger
answer.
is wanting to lead you in the opposite direction.
Oh,
We-
man.
Do we really need to go to the ocean?
Hey, that best place for me.
Yeah,
Cool for you.
you better build us a boat.
I'm
That's all I
very
got to say.
helpful. I can grab fishes and toss it to everybody. I can bring a
Fishes.
shark and toss it to them.
We can,
Regardless,
we
I
can
have a
only be
question I've been
moving
wondering.
forward, not backward. Go ahead, Griff.
Doesn't forward lead us to
Oh.
a dead end?
We'll have to loop around, make a big curve.
all right, fine. What's up, Crib?
Oh, it's not important. I've been wanting to ask Arvistan how he learned to use a bow and arrow underwater.
You've
In
been
my
meaning to ask that
travels-
one?
I've been
In
thinking
my-
about it for a while.
In my travels moving from the ocean to where we met, I got interested into this archery bow thing that I looked at the first time. It seemed pretty interesting, so I picked it up and learned it through the way, shooting at anything and everything to move around forests
Wow.
and tree trunks
A
and
little
stuff like
bit
that
of harpoon previous knowledge.
as
Being
well.
underwater helped him out a little bit. They've got those that they have like on a string that you can like pull. I don't know if you ever seen underwater fishing with the spears.
So like a harpoon
Yeah.
slingshot.
Technically,
Can't go as far, but gives you a little bit
yeah,
of something to start with when you get a real
yeah,
bow and
I
arrow.
like the basics of it.
Do you have
With
like
crossbow.
do you have like magic fires you cooked with underwater? Because I've been wondering about that too. Because you keep cooking over our fires, and I don't know where you learned that.
So our
Drop it.
city is on a bubble. It's an air bubble, like a big air bubble.
It sounds
So
dangerous to have fire in that.
not really. No. And we have lava rocks as well. I
Okay,
got
I've just been curious.
Who else are we sending messages to?
the refugee captain.
We've officially decided on that. We don't need Father Gregor.
Well,
Father
that's
Gregor's
tomorrow.
Ravi in the morning.
Okay, fine.
Which one? Which
Ravi in the morning.
refugee captain figure are you sending a message to? You've got Garn the Boulder's Bane. You've got
Yes.
Thirol, the orc leader. And you've got Residian, the dragonborn.
The one that took the weapons and everything from us.
That's
So-
all the-
I mean, he
Garn.
seems the most reasonable.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
So yeah, to that guy.
Okay, and what are you sending to him?
Same message.
Are we going with the same message?
You're the one sending it.
Yo.
True,
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
So you
I don't see
decide.
why not.
So what? You want me to just make the decision?
Yeah.
All right.
Yes, all fearful leader.
Yeah. Fine. We'll send the same thing to him.
Okay. He'll respond with need to establish leadership, need to gather the troops. Once we retake our home, we can talk.
Well, that's the tiniest hair better than Ziella, but still not great.
Do you repeat what you were told?
Yeah, well, of course.
And obviously they're not, which is a good sign. They're not being attacked yet. So they have that going.
Yeah, but there might be a war in Karenia. Just heads up, guys.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, chat said to send a message to Ordo. Hell no. Not Ordo.
No, what?
Oh, yeah,
Why?
No.
Okay, I'm gonna find a boat.
He maybe could find a boat. Get you out of there.
All right.
All right.
Guess we're taking the long way, huh?
Yes. And I keep a keen eye around us because I still don't trust this guy.
Would a shower help us stop being obvious?
No.
No?
No,
More
I
obvious?
mean, water being introduced in any part of the desert is going to be a giveaway that something weird is happening there.
Okay, I thought we'd be less smelly and goopy.
You get wet.
Less goopy.
Are we already
Mm.
close to the water?
Oh, no. No, this is a big nation. This is a large desert. And you're not necessarily heading to the water.
Okay.
You're basically following this guy and his camel. And his intention is not to rest.
But I want to.
I thought you could try to convince him in some way.
We'd be
Charm.
No.
we'd be a
Just
lot more helpful if we could sleep and get some of our abilities back.
how far with all this transcurrent that we were moving forward? How far are we from the city now?
You can still see it, but you're pretty far away from it now.
I would say.
Can we take turns sleeping on the camel?
That's not a bad idea.
It's lumpy.
It is lumpy. But it is a thought.
I would say let's wait before talking with this guy. Let's wait until we can't see the city anymore, which it'll tell us that we are at least a decent way away from the city, and whatever is coming after us is gonna take longer.
So how is it that you were the only one to survive and not a single other ranger?
Because I am a coward.
Ah. You
Nice.
ran away? The other rangers fought?
The other rangers tried to help the people in the city.
When did this thing attack? Did it attack at broad daylight or at night?
It was the daytime.
How long did this whole battle and thing took? You have any idea?
It was maybe 6 or 7 minutes.
6 or 7 minutes to clear and take everybody from the city?
Yes.
Why was all the food gone?
The judge it can take everything, but it puts to itself everything alive or dead.
So, does it get sucked up towards him, or does the judge, as you call it, has to touch it?
He touches them.
He doesn't eat them, right? It's
Um,
just like
It is not like an animal, like you might know. It does not have a face, or at least not one. It is all mouths and all legs, all eyes.
Do you know if the things attached to it are still behaving independently, or does it all just move as a unit?
It is one. It has one movement. Sometimes it moves and breaks and reforms itself.
Does it break to attack, or does it break because it's like trying to separate from itself?
You see him wince. And he turns over the side of his camel and vomits in the sand as he's riding along. And he'll say, "It hurts to think of. My brain doesn't want."
So you're trying to eliminate our trace, and you vomit, leaving trace for people to track us?
Detect magic on him.
Go ahead. He is not magically enchanted. He is traumatized.
Okay.
Detect magic. Not magic. Traumatized.
Hey man, gotta be sure.
You never know.
Yeah.
Make sure he's not part of some weird hive mind and they sent him out to find us.
That detect magic was crazy.
We are Legion.
Ugh. That's a yikes from me, bro.
I mean, his skin is burned in most of the exposed places, but you can see almost scarred in tears that came out from his goggles that run down the side of his cheeks. They're rivers that ran so hard that they eroded their own paths through his skin.
Wait, sorry. What passed through his skin?
His tears.
With all due respect, sir, at some point we will need to get back to Karenia.
I can loop you around. We can't go back the way you came. We'll have to go closer. But I can show you a good way. I can, as long as we are careful and sneaky. They won't find us.
We're going to have to find a place to rest at some point.
You might have to rest once you're outside of Tarsaria.
And how much longer for we to be out of Tarsaria?
If we go at the pace is necessary not to get caught, 4 days.
You expect us to not sleep in that time?
Do you know how much I have slept in 3 months?
No, but we're not. We can't do that.
If you want to sleep now, you can sleep forever.
If you want us to be of any help and something attacks us, we can help protect you, but we cannot do it falling asleep.
If you are asleep, they will get us.
What if we take watches?
Yeah, we've been sleeping so far. Apparently less stealthily.
Have your own way. He'll pull the reins on Cricket.
Will the camel carry 2 of our own while you walk with her? And they can rest on your camel while we keep on moving?
I think we've established you can't sleep on a mount.
Cricket is not good for sleeping.
We're trying to find a way to be helpful. We are strong. We've taken down many of them.
Do we find any of the spawn points like we used to before going towards to the city?
With this ranger leading you, no. He knows ways around. He's able to pick those things out long before you reach them.
Okay, I guess I need to roll for this, like any type of woods or anything like that around us, like dead branches.
You can make a perception check.
Nat 20.
No.
Oof. Oh!
You're in the desert.
Another wasted nat 20. Okay, oh! What? No, I already dropped that out. It was gonna be nasty, but I already left that behind. I'm trying to figure out a way to make like a little bed that we can, like somebody lays on it and we can just drag them. And that
What?
way we can take turns on taking rest on those in that.
Hey,
thing.
Ranger guy, what is this goo?
We should ask him his name also.
It's fine.
Yes, the hunters leave it behind. It trails off with them.
So if we're
So the
goo,
hunters
wouldn't
are
that help
not
track us?
humanoids.
I don't know. They're very new. I haven't got close to try to put goo, if you call that.
Two of us are covered in goo. That's helpful.
He's not sure about that.
That's a shame. Oh, my guy, we cannot travel forever. Not on such low magic. That's total crap.
What did you say your name was?
I didn't. It's Derek.
Derek.
Derek what?
Derek.
It's just Derek. There's no need for more name.
Why not?
I knew his
Afraid of
camel's
something?
name.
You know another Derek?
Maybe, you don't know that.
You will be confusing if you do. But I don't know another one.
I know your camel's name is Cricket.
Yes.
That's all I needed, apparently. Well, any other plans, friends?
We will see those plans next time. We will continue the debate on how to rest or whether to rest with Derek and Cricket.
Eric.
Oh man.
Thank you guys for playing. This is, this is set like part 2 basically of let's see what happened to everybody. I don't think you necessarily know yet exactly how it went down, but we're close to finding out.
It feels like the movie The Blob.
Feels
Gets
like
bigger
the
while it
Blob.
just takes everything.
I'm disgusted to hear that they just fused together. I don't like that.
It's not
And
good.
they can separate as well, and then fuse back.
Sounds like a Powerpuff Girls episode.
Elmer, the glue kid.
Why does that sound pretty familiar?
Guess it's like Elmer the Glue Kid.
It was like the grossest Powerpuff Girls episode ever.
Oh, okay. Oh god. Okay.
Are we all free next week
Mm-hmm.
for more of this?
Yes.
Okay. So until then, thank you all for joining us. This was fun. Fun for me.
Yeah.
Well, that's good.
It's stressful for us because everything's so secrety.
Half of us are covered in goo.
Whee!
I've heard Hajite say that your party is strong, so we'll see. Bye-bye!
Oh, before we leave, I throw the boomerang again.
Oh my god. Bye.
See ya.
Oh my gosh.
Bug comes out of the ground and eats